All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do a Q&A for you guys and gals. We haven't had as much content up today. Tornado took out my power, right? Uh, all over the place. I've had people realize they saw it on the news. I put up a status. Other people I know, other lifters and stuff all in the area. I saw a bunch of their stuff on social media too. A bunch of people I know. It landed pretty close. Within a half mile, it touched down. We didn't have power for 3 hours. Like no power for 3 hours, but I'm good. So it's getting a little later than usual. But I have a consultation tonight, so I'm going to be up a little while anyways. You'll have that in maybe about 2 hours. Get with me when he wants to do the call. But someone I've done consultations with before, so I'll be up a little while anyway. So I thought I would hop on here, chat with my people, right? Chat with everybody, see how everyone's doing. I'm not going to double dip and try to set this up on Facebook today too. Facebook's flowing really well today. I'm just going to let it do its thing, right? Let it do its thing. But I thought I'd come in here, say hello to everyone, hit that like button as soon as you get in here. Let me know if you're getting notifications. I think I've got the microphone setting issue resolved. But okay, the workout today. I skipped on squats because my shoulder is just feeling still weird from overhead pressing, but I pushed bench and deadlifts. I might start messing with some Zercher squats, believe it or not, while I let just kind of my shoulder inflammation get better if I haven't messed with the overhead press, because my benching was good. Like benching doesn't bother my shoulder inflammation at all. We hit that PR. Like this is the first time at this body weight that I benched 315 for 5. I was super happy with that set, and I deadlifted first. I did a good set of deadlifts with 500 for a work set, did the bench and real happy. And then, just 10 dips, chin ups, did some curls, some laterals. Everything else felt good. I might be a good time to work some Zerchers in. I did some belt squats though in place of the back squat, just did a mat of grass. But again, I thought, let me hop in here, get a Q&A, get a little bit of stuff up here today, because we just haven't had, that much stuff up today because of that. Because the coffee chat was shorter. I slept in a little later. And so I had that a hair shorter and thought, yeah. So I don't really have a big topic to discuss today. A lot of times the afternoon ones, I pick a big topic. I didn't do that today because I thought might be a shorter one. And I want to just see what happens with a normal traffic on this if I don't do anything clickbaity. But we'll get people through. Just like the coffee chats, they tend to eventually come through. And yeah, I'm going to turn that mic volume up. Mic volume is down. But yeah, the workout was good today. The workout was good. Someone said. All right. Other than just my shoulders not feeling it, I went to go get under a squat. I'm like, I'm just not going to do this today. All right, let's. It's been a good day. Otherwise, I closed a client today. I did a client intake who applied, and I worked them in today. They've already paid. They're ready to get started. So it's been a pretty good day. So, but again, just want to get one of these in. Hold on. Since we're not getting much traffic in here, I'm thinking of making a community tab post. All right, let's get a few more people in here. All right, let's get some traffic. But so far, no comments yet. We're getting likes, we're getting views, we just have no comments. Yep, no comments. But we'll give it a few more minutes. I'll do some other posting in the meantime whilst we wait on that to resolve itself. Scotty, are you going for a 1 rep max bench too? No, I'm just hitting the rep work, Scott. I'm not really worried about hitting a big max at the moment. I'm just going to keep hammering PRs on the rep work. But man, I was happy with that 315, dude. Bro, I was happy with that, and it felt good. It was one of those, when you're doing the set, you're going to get the rep PR. When I did the third rep, I'm like, I'm getting 5 reps today. 100% getting 5 reps. JC says, "Sup, did some hip thrusts on the booty builder machine. Going to be sore. Why you on that booty builder machine, man? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life, brother? I don't know that a brother can get behind that. Why don't you do them with a barbell? Why you on the booty builder machine, man? What are you trying to do?" A lot of people really like those hip thrust machines, though, to be fair. Like I do know people who like them. I know a lot of women who like them, but I'm not going to say that's a chick exercise because every one of the women I know who like them can squat big weights. Not like these are a bunch of women who don't lift. I know several women who's really big on them. So joking aside, like I'm not a fan of a lot of those machines, but I mean I can see it. I can totally see it if you don't want to go mess with the barbell and the pad and it digging into your hips. There are days when you don't want to do that if you want to do that movement pattern. That's the one downside to the hip thrust and the glute bridge. And there are exercises that I like personally, but the problem is they bruise you the hell up. Right? They bruise you up really, really bad. Yeah. You've got 365 pause, maybe. I might, Scott, because I mean, we did 350 earlier this year, and I couldn't do 315 for 5 at the time that I did that. You had any tips for great glute or astrograph squats? JC, deep squats. I mean, if we go off of the research we have, it's very difficult to beat deep squats for that. It really is, man. They really get the job done. Otherwise, though, I mean, yeah, hip thrusts and glute bridges can definitely work, but again, you do hip hinges, though, any hip hinge will help. But yeah, no, there's definitely a place for things like glute bridges and hip thrusts. I'm not going to say they don't work or they're not good exercises. I've done pretty heavy glute bridges. You've seen me do glute bridges with up to 600 pounds before. Good point. I'm going to start back squatting. I don't do it at all right now because I have long femurs, kind of tall still, man. It just means it's going to be harder in terms of leverages, It's just going to be harder in terms of leverages. Jason, Alpha Destiny filmed a video with Clarence Kennedy and Vegan Gains. No doubt they spent a lot of time gossiping about you like Mean Girls. Again, what does this say about their character that they're going to hang out with Vegan Gains? Think about that for a moment. Think about the stuff that Vegan Gains does do to people. Think about his stuff, and people are going to hang out with him just because he's a vegan and they're vegans. They better not be claiming it's all for ethical reasons, though, because then they're associating with people who do pretty bad stuff themselves. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Harder unless I have a safety squat bar or the hex bar. Deadlift can be done at a deficit, come to think of it. Right? You have poor mobility. Well, JC, man, work on the mobility, bro. Didn't you say that you served in the Marine Corps, though? Now, if that happened and they threw you out of perfectly good tanks and airplanes and stuff all over the ground, I get it. You get some scar tissue and stuff from. Why do they do that to y'all? Why do they throw you out of perfectly good vehicles? I don't get any of that. Come on, man. That's just abusing the troops. All right. Making you. I was in boot camp. An airborne contract I left. Yeah. Throwing you out of perfectly good airplanes. What's going on, Connor? How you doing, man? We managed to get in here. Tornado took out all the power in my neighborhood for 3 hours, but we still have had a good day. I somehow, in spite of that, closed a client. Before the tornado hit, I had no idea there was a tornado coming. We got no warning, right? So I had a client intake after I got done training. I got my vlog up, had a client intake, closed the client sale, got everything sorted in the hour call. He went ahead and paid. I went to lay down for just a bit, just needed a breather because I trained, I did the coffee chat, did my vlog, got a client, closed, and then the tornado hit. Like, it's storming. I'm like, oh man, it's storming really hard. It's lightning out there. While I was just trying to chill for a few, laying down for about 20 minutes, right? And then all of a sudden I hear my other phone in here, the alerts. I'm like, oh God. And I'm checking, oh, tornado warning. Everybody all on social media, tornado warning. And then I lost power for almost 3 hours. Lost power for almost 3 hours. But it's still been a super productive day. In spite of that, we had a bench PR. You saw the bench. Had the coffee chat this morning, good workout, closed the client sale, and I have a consultation tonight here later coming up. So it's been a productive day, man. And I still managed to get 2 clients sorted. 2 of my clients needed updates, got their sheets sorted. It's been a really productive day. Because that wasn't a client applied this morning. They applied during the coffee chat. And I got it sorted by the end of the day, and they've already paid their first month. Like, we're good. Jason, you go for the 225 for 20 next session, bro. Joe, I feel like I'm so close, right? Because we got 19 twice. I got 19 and barely locked the 19th threat both times, but I got 315 for 5 today. I feel like we're super, super close. Like I'm right there at the cusp. Dropping in to hit that like Bobby did Whitney. Oh, that's not right, man. Bro, TD, that's not right, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'll take your life, though. I'm just saying, though, bro. Right? I'm just saying. You guys see this goober who told me to put a shirt on douchebag? I put up his picture on Facebook. It's like, are you serious, bro? It's like, you do know that we can see what you look like. Toilet paper sentence. I got an arm wrestling tournament in 68 days. I need to lose 11 kilograms to make 75 kg, currently 80, but some of it's water weight possible. You better have your act together. Right? You better have your act together. That's a pretty big. You got 2 months, just over 2 months, and 75. You're currently 88. That's not 11. That's 13 kg. I mean, I'm not saying it's not doable, but you better really have your water depletion and loading methods down to a science. Like, hopefully you have experience with this. If it's your first time doing a water cut, no, this is going to be a problem. I mean, you can start cutting now, and that'll help get leaner. What's the next high rep goal after you hit 275 for 20 on the bench? Bro, could you imagine me doing 275 for 20 on the bench? That's like so far out of reach. I mean, that's another 50 pounds over trying to hit this current. That's a lot, man. I don't know. The next high rep goal, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see how it goes on the lower carbs, though. I don't know. I guess we'll just run with it. We'll just set different goals as we go. Connor says your lat pull down post just re-triggered. Dude, it did. The engagements were gold. Right? That stuff gives me traffic. Like someone also linked that farmer's walk carry video. They linked it somewhere. So tons of non-lifters are coming through saying, oh my God, what do your neighbors think? Oh, the appreciated neighbor, right? Someone linked it somewhere. But they don't understand I'm getting paid for that. Like that's just money. Like one of my regulars says, man, this post didn't work how you want. I don't think people understand. If someone takes one of my posts and links it somewhere and I get traffic, that's just money in my pocket. Especially on Facebook, unlike YouTube where I don't get paid for every single engagement. Like, let me put it this way. If on Facebook, if every single post I made, 1,000 people came in and called me a beta cuck, they would buy me a house. Let me be clear on that. I would buy a new house with the money from that. That would literally pay for a 3-4 bedroom house. That's why people rage bait so much. No, if 1,000 people came and called me a beta cuck fag under every single post I made every day, I would probably clear 20, 30, 40,000 a month. I would be stacking paper from that. So yes, please come to my Facebook and spam calling me whatever you want. But make sure you do it all day. Make sure your friends all do it, Please, I get paid for every single comment. Well, let me state that again. I get paid for every like, share, and comment. Every single one of them on that platform. So please come do it. Please. But I don't really rage bait. I mean, my only thing yesterday was like, yeah, Connor was in the thread. I wrote unpopular opinion. And that one took off. It's not the most popular thread I've had this month, though, by the way. It's not the most popular, but it's past 1,000 engagements. Do you lose money if you delete? It can cost me a tiny bit. They still count, but because I'm losing their future engagements, it is a slight problem. They don't like it for the algo to block too much on there. I don't lose money for a post unless I delete the post. Now, if I have a post that made, $100 and I delete the post, I won't get paid for it. Can you see commenters? No, Christina, we can't. No, I can see it. Is 1.5 pounds of weight loss per month slow enough to maintain or gain muscle? Possibly, yeah. I'm thinking, imagine getting triggered by a Jason Blaha post. Yeah, you're on the wrong page. Yeah, because my post was unpopular opinion. Lat pull downs are for people too fat to do pull-ups. Boy, did that trigger some people. The funny thing is, I know coaches and other people came in laughing. Did you just delete Christina? Christina, what did you just delete? 1 point. I don't know. We have nowhere near enough data. You can't throw out a number like that per week because the month is so low that anybody can do that. I mean, it's going to be on a sliding scale. How big are you? How much fat do you have? How, trained are you? Right? So if you're looking for a straightforward answer, no, because you have 5 or 6 variables involved. So you can't drop that as just a straight question. That's still not enough info. I need to know how your training experience, your body fat percentage, what drugs you're on. Like, so we're all the way down to, and then even then, it doesn't mean that I can give you an exact answer. I'm going to have to sit down and really think about it. So live stream when we're just hitting down the road may not be enough time for me to give you an answer. So we're kind of at consultation level stuff, determining rates of fat loss. So hit me up on Facebook. Let's get $100 call in. I've done like 7 of them this month. Let's get you in and let's work on it. Joe says, I wonder if any vegan games is going to do an OnlyFans with Alpha Destiny and Clarence and they're upcoming. They're probably going to play hide the pickle with each other. I'll be right back. So, yeah, Joe. So if they do one, they're gonna play a vegan game of hide the pickle. You know, that's what's Callie Muscle's favorite game in prison, apparently. Chuck Basher. They used to play hide the pickle. Yeah, I know it's not 11, but I have food in my system currently. Yeah, hey, Toilet, it is still. We still count that, man. That is part of your water cut. Is the food in your system, bro? I'm telling you, as someone who's done some intense water cuts, I've done 23 pounds for a meet, and I can tell you it's rough. That 23 pounds includes the poop. You use a mild laxative with your last meal to help get that last bit out. The first half would have been inflammation and water sense. Yeah. So there's also that. So caller, keep that in mind, starting a cut versus being later in a cut. You know. So I've gone from 220 down to 197. Man. Also told it, how long do you have from weigh-in until the competition starts? So it's, I might have lost power again. I think the power just, did it die? I think that it did. I think that we just lost power again with the tornado situation. All right, guys, that sucks. Well, I have about 5 minutes of battery left. So looks like they killed the power again. I thought it was going to stay up. Oh, well. Hopefully my consultation still goes through. Yeah, the power's not okay. No, the power is out. I'm running off my backup and it's about to die. So we're out of here, guys. Love you guys. We're out.